And we're live at 8 from Queens/California right now. Um, my name is Mr. M, and I'm joined with my fellow board members and founders and directors of the Queens World Film Festival. And I will let everybody introduce themselves, starting with our founders.
He is Preston Cato, the artistic director.
And this is Katha Cato. She's the executive director.
There we go. There you have it. And Susie.
Hi, I'm Susie. Just recently joined Queens World Film Festival as a board member. Very excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. Dora.
Hi, I'm Dora Naughton, also board member. Very happy to be here.
Yes, as am I. So, Katha, we are wrapping up the festival, correct?
We are.
Yes, we are. This festival has been going since November 1st. We were live for 6 days. And so today is the December 4th, Saturday night. So we're closing tomorrow night. So this festival's gone on for over a month. Insane. It's been great.
And it only feels like a year.
Yeah.
All of it good.
Yeah.
They say busy is a good thing, and we've been really busy, putting our best foot forward, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this year being one of the bigger years, right? We had the most films submitted this year than all past 11 years.
Well, I think there was one year that was a little bit closer to 800, but this was closer to 700. It was shocking to us because we had a shorter submission period than we usually do. And then the work was just so astounding that as he kept curating and creating blocks, I had to find another theater and then maybe let's go for another day. And then there were actually 17 films that we loved that we couldn't find spot for the festival. And so then that's when we said, all right, we're going to push them into the virtual festival. And so then as soon as the live festival was over on the 6th of November, we started swimming for shore on the virtual festival, and it's in full swing and it's exciting and people are posting and it's very exciting.
Is this the most days we've ever had the festival run for?
Well, we've usually run for about 11 days, but live. And last year, the virtual festivals ran at the same time. So, yes, I would have to say 34 days has been the longest we've ever done. Yeah.
Oh, there you have it. I'm going to pass the mic around, give everybody a chance to speak. Susie, it's your first year on the board, as it is with me. What was your experience with the festival this year, and what was it like serving on the board so far?
I mean, I've had a pretty incredible experience thus far. I think even just meeting Katha and Preston for the first time, as I was talking to them about like what made me want to join, working on the festival was something that I didn't expect. I didn't expect for there to be so much care and love given to a lot of the filmmakers that came in. And I would say, my expertise had never been in film. I have a passion for watching it, but really didn't know a lot of the magic that went into it. And gosh, they just made everybody feel so supported and cared for, that it was just wonderful to see. And unexpected in a great way.
That's their niche. And the niche and the legacy of the Queens World Film Festival. So it's amazing to hear you say that. Tell us a little bit about your background, because some may wonder, if you aren't a filmmaker, how did you end up on the board of directors for a film festival? Tell us a little bit about your background so we can maybe even talk about the initiative that we're kicking off here.
My lovely friend Dora here recommended me for the board. I'd known Dora for quite a few years before meeting Katha and Preston, and had her husband worked with me as our graphic designer. I had some of my background had worked for 10 years as a personal trainer. I had done I went to school for interior design and had been in interior design for 7 years before realizing that was not the thing that I wanted to do, and have recently, for the past 6 years, been in instructional design, where it's all about teaching people. It's about mentorship. It's about learning and development, and that's where I've really found my niche. And so Jean, Dora's husband, had helped me with graphic design when I was working at OTG and also at the Trevor Project, a mission that's like really close to my heart. And so my background has come from teaching people, even in personal training. Like a lot of those skills were very transferable into interior design, which was very graphics based, and just being someone who really enjoys watching films and artistry and creativity. So that's a little bit about.
With the work, one of the projects and one of the projects that you're working on in regards to the film festival itself is the DEI, correct?
Yes.
Am I saying that right? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
D&I, so diversity, equity, and inclusion, definitely something that I would say was or is still a core value at a lot of the places I've worked, especially at the Trevor Project. Making sure that, and actually for Queens World Film Festival, it's not only diversity, equity, and inclusion, but as accessibility as well.
Mhm.
Just knowing that that was something that Katha and Preston cared very much about, especially when moving the film festival virtually, was a really big deal because you don't see a lot of people doing things like that. Accessibility should come first and should be integrated into, any kind of creativity, forms of creativity. And I love that that was very top of mind.
Mhm. Yeah. So you heard it here first. The Queens World Film Festival, DEI is important to us, and that's why we have Susie here, right?
Right.
One of the many reasons. She's an amazing person. It was a pleasure to meet you as well in person at the
Yes.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yes. Dora,
Hi.
so tell us a little bit about your experience this year at the festival.
Well, it was a lot of so many amazing connections were made right in front of me.
Yeah.
Whether it's the festival associates or the filmmakers getting to know each other, or even me getting to know the filmmakers myself, it's the connections that were made this year were super intense for me because I'm an alumni. My film was in the festival in 2019, but 2020 we went virtual. We had 2 in-person events, and I was very grateful to get to know the festival associates and everything. But then we stopped, we couldn't go on. And then last year, it was great to be back live again with these amazing connections and just seeing people come together. And this year, one thing that stuck out to me was seeing how the filmmakers were on the red carpet, or in front of all their friends and family that were there to see their film, some for the first time. It's just, it's so rewarding, to see this, come through. And, one of the things I do is I help with events and coordinating events, and just even leading up to those events, like having the filmmakers reach out to me about, what dish they're going to bring to the potluck, or, it's just so everybody's so human and connected. And anyway, that's what got me this year, was just meeting new people and seeing people meet new people, and just the delight of getting to interview the filmmakers, during the talkbacks. I'm sorry, am I going on too long? It was just, the talkbacks were absolutely, I think, my favorite part this year, because I really like to delve into things with the filmmakers, and I got good feedback on that because I want them to think about their films, and that's the whole reason why we're here.
As an alumni, how did it feel to be part of paying it forward and just being on the other side of things as far as pushing the filmmakers and lifting them up this time, and instead of just being one of the filmmakers being lifted?
It's kind of like Susie, I had transferable skills. Like I'm a theater person. I have a degree in theater. I've never made a film before, but when my friend asked me to participate and produce, I immediately jumped on it. And sure enough, those skills really kind of like came together, and I found a lot of similarities. And so, as a producer of a film, I did learn a lot about filmmaking. But getting to see the end result for these people and like all that work, like now I have a deeper appreciation for how much work goes into making a film, like even just a minute long footage, like how everything that goes into that. So yeah, again, it's just amazing to see it come out and burst forth from these people. It's great. And I can tell they're enjoying it too.
So I guess I'm asking, which is obvious what the answer is, but I guess I'm asking, like, how excited were you to be able to pay it forward and celebrate the other filmmakers?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, like I was very excited to do that because it's, festivals are a part of the film world, like that are so vital and so important. And again, I would have never known that had I not made my own film. And it's just kind of cool to see all these other people come into their own, and some of them are old guard, have been doing this for a while. Some of them are brand spanking new, even still in school. We had so many film students this year. That struck me. So yeah, I was very excited and just happy to see this come through for these people. It's great.
Yeah, I gotta piggyback off of that, echo your point. I feel the same exact way as an alumni who got to be tapped on the shoulder and was able to join the board this year, and be able to lift filmmakers up and celebrate them. It felt really well. It felt really good. And another thing that felt good to me and stood out to me was being able to bring people even from out of town to New York City and show them around and bring them to the festival and just watch how amazed they were. Because like you said, a lot of people who aren't in the film industry don't have an idea of how important film festivals really are. And, even to tackle that point and piggyback off of that point one more time, I just want to, encourage anybody who may listen to this and think that they don't need film festivals, now, because now you could just make a film and put it on YouTube, put it on Tubi, you just put it out there. So a lot of people are skipping steps. Right. But what I like to liken that to is like imagine being a musician, right, or a music artist and never performing at a show. Right. Imagine just releasing music, but you never done a concert. It makes no sense. Right. So this is, as filmmakers, this is our concert. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I like that analogy a lot.
So Katha and Preston, as founders, I asked you during the kickoff live, Preston, a little bit about what inspired you to create this festival and what was it like upon first creating the festival and what it's like now. One of the things you said was in the beginning, we had no idea what we were doing. We just happened, right? So do you feel the growth? It's been 12 years. Do you feel the growth? Do you see how far you've came?
Yeah, we have come a long way. We still don't know what we're doing.
Don't say that.
And we do it very well.
Yeah.
Every day we just keep going. So where we are now it's just as we understand all of the things that we didn't know 12 years ago. And then there's all these new things that keep happening. Technology's changing. How to reach people is changing. It's not so much standing down on the street corner with a flyer anymore. And so that's all changed. The flyers, the flyers are here. So there's that. But just, get the people to come and see the work that all of these people from around the world have sent to us. Right. And that's a major job.
Right. I like to beg to differ though. I think you both know what you're doing. However, I think that none of us can predict where we're going. Right? I think you know what you're doing. You just have no idea where you're going. And you might have not even been able to predict getting this far ahead, because for a seemingly new festival, and I say new in comparison to the old guard festivals, right? But 12 years is nothing to scoff at. But at the same time, in 12 years, the strides that the Queens World Film Festival has made is you've made leaps. You've made leaps. Can you talk about some of the? We don't want to sound pretentious, but can you give us some of the accolades between the few that the festival has accrued in 12 years?
Sure. I think just for a second, it's interesting you say we do know what we're doing and we know where we have to get. Each year, the adventure of getting there is different. And, there's pandemics, there's fires, there's snow, there's other festivals opening up, and there's venues that come and go. And then there's complete changeovers at other venues. And the elected officials across the city changed. And so a lot of our network that had done so much PR for us in the past was different. So we know where we're going. Just every year, we're not exactly sure how we're going to get there. But some of the accolades, we've been very fortunate. Filmmaker Magazine has been, really a champion of ours. They named us as one of the top 50 festivals in 2021. And then this year, we were named as one of the top festivals for first-time filmmakers.
Top 20.
Top 20, I'm sorry, which is, really an incredible thing because as Dora said, there were filmmakers there this year that have been in the business 30, 40, 50 years, which is far more than we've ever had before. And there were more first-time filmmakers than ever before. And some of those filmmakers, the first-time filmmakers, were in their 50s and 60s. And I think that the pandemic gave some of those artists, one of them came from Broadway. And I think those months of being dark, it really forced him to think into new arenas, and people were making new choices. Before the evening gets away from us, I look at the screen and I look at the three people that are looking at us. This is the biggest movement that we've made, which is engaged artists, engaged thinkers who are with us. We don't feel alone as much. We feel alone a lot, but not as much, because I know that Dora throws an incredible party. And I know that Susie will show up at her scooter at the screening of the kids' films.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn around at a kickoff party and she'll be there. And, Montaigne, what you've done has an archived, and these conversations that we have now that will live forever. I feel that this is one of our biggest accolades right here, is the quality of human beings that are coming to kind of help us.
Not worthy. Yeah.
Yes, you are, Dora.
No, I just meant you know, like Wayne's World. We're not worthy. You're just amazing, Montaigne. I can't even. It's your presence at the festival was just next level, amazing. And our filmmakers were like, oh, somebody wants to interview me, like somebody wants to talk to me about my film on camera.
There's like a whole setup. There's like cameras and people and a table and microphones and people and things. Oh my God. It was incredible. Yeah.
So much. It was just so much good energy that needed to be there. The conversation needed to be there, and you provided it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all. Thank you. And I appreciate being acknowledged and seen. I really do. But it was a pleasure for me. So I guess it's my turn to talk about what I enjoyed and my experience. So for me, it was an extreme honor. It was an extreme honor to be selected to be on the board 10 years to the month. So I'll be saying this story for the rest of my life. It's an amazing, story. March 2012, I screened my first film with the Queens World Film Festival in our second year. And 10 years later, 2022, in March, I get a phone call similar to the phone call I got when I got accepted in the festival in the first place. Because I remember that first phone call like it was yesterday. I was in bed. It was a Saturday. I was, you work Monday to Friday. Saturday, you lay down with your partner and wake up late and start the day late. And I woke up to the phone call, walked into my living room, and was told, if you can just shorten this film 20 minutes, we can get you in there. And I was so excited. And I was like, absolutely, right? But so same difference. I believe it was a weekend. I'm not sure, but it felt like a day where, I was taking it easy and I wasn't expecting anything. And I just got a phone call out of nowhere from Catha. And in fact, I think I missed that call. And I called back, and whenever Preston or Catholic call, it's always good conversation. And I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe I was getting invited to a dinner party. You know, I don't know. But it was to be on the board. And that was amazing. And I was very calm, as I try to be, right? And I got off the phone and I go to my wife and I'm like, baby, they want me on the board of directors for Queens World Film Festival. And that's that was the first person who got the news. That was the other similarity. That's the first person who got the news when we were accepted with my first film. I went into the bedroom, sat on the bed, baby.
Aw.
We got accepted into the Queens World Film Festival, right? So it was to me, I like numbers, I like symbolism, you know, I like signs, you know, and I'm like, this is a sign, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So that was an
I just tell you that we told him every year there's somebody that we do reach out and we say, you know, we love your work and free advice is exactly what you pay for it. But in our opinion, you deserve to hear that this would make your work incredibly strong. And we'd like to be part of getting you there and screening you. Every year there's somebody. So you were the person that year. And then he comes screaming up to we gave him a deadline and then we gave him another deadline. And then we gave him another deadline. And then he came up in his car and he was like creating the disc on the computer in the car.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, dude, let's go. And then he whipped it out and handed it to us. And here we are.
Yep. And so from filmmaker to board of directors, I could say, me personally, I like building community. That's just what I'm into. Not, you know, already. That's what my background is in. I, like Dora, also have thrown special events, many special events throughout the years. But one of my biggest things that I even connected with Catherine on was that I'm into community empowerment, youth development, etc. And so it comes natural to me to uplift people and put them on a pedestal and support them, even in times where they don't feel much supported. And so that's why it was such an honor to me, even from the kickoff event, to come with my equipment and just go live from the kickoff event and talk to as many filmmakers as possible and celebrate those filmmakers. And I think I promised too many filmmakers that I was coming to see their film.
It's a syndrome. We need to name it. Let's come up with a clever name for that.
Hope. I think there's already a name for it. Wishful thinking, right? I don't know. Wishful planning. Because I did plan to see those films, but then things happened and I couldn't see certain films.
Well, yeah, because we all got scheduled for different blocks and everything, you know.
Exactly. But
now it's virtual.
It's virtual. Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Susie. So I've been able to catch up with the films I wasn't able to see because our founders had their foresight to say we're going to extend the festival and have the virtual leg. Because some people, now that the pandemic is seemingly over, are just like, we're outside and that's it. And they don't want to see a Zoom. They don't want to see they don't want to see people on the boxes. They don't want to look at their computer unless it's work, you know. But I think that it's very nice and intuitive. And like Susie said, that how we were able to extend the festival. And it's a beautiful thing that we're extending it to people who weren't able to see every film in person. And not to mention, this is the Queens World Film Festival, right? So the filmmakers from over the world who wasn't able to attend the actual festival in person, they have family and friends. We all have family and friends who weren't able to see these films in person for one reason or another, and now they can. So with that being said, I need to ask you two, do you plan on every year now moving forward having the virtual leg of the festival?
Every year is going to be a little bit different. We're cooking up something different for 2023 for sure. And we're just trying to listen to the world because we're not okay. The world's not okay. And I think we're all trying to make it look like it used to, but it's not. And I think that there's going to be a lot more very targeted uplifting and targeted collaborations, much more thoughtful programming, and not so much. We did a lot this year.
Yeah,
we did a lot. And, you know, of course, we're proud of it. We're impressed with ourselves, you know.
And you guys,
Yeah, well, and you, and I mean, the whole organization.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things is that Queen's World, all of us, we make it look like it's not very hard, and that's just not true. It's really hard. And I think that we want to be a little bit more transparent, a little bit more inclusive, and identify the hard parts and be part of the solutions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to thank everybody who's here and all of our board members who weren't able to come to this particular talk. Everybody who's watching, this is us saying we'll see you next year. So it's a little bittersweet.
Last day, guys.
Yeah, a little bittersweet, but at the same time, we look forward to networking with you all during the year. Somehow, I think, I don't want to speak for Katha and Preston, but I'm going to be nudging them for us to do things throughout the year virtually, because that's my niche. I'm not tired of the Zoom. Don't call for me. I'm good. Don't go.
Well, I think Susie's going to be called upon. I think that it's time for us to broaden our ability to be inclusive in the curation and with our festival associates to find more ways to bring the work to the people. Dora has been incredible this year in making sure that we were able to do signing for our deaf filmmaker. And we have to find the money to do more of that. And we have to make it so that money is not cost prohibitive. Money cannot be a barrier. Money is a false god. It cannot be a barrier any longer.
Yes. So with that being said, you will hear from us throughout the year because we're going to have some fundraisers.
Yes.
As they said,
Got me interested.
Yeah, as they said it Coming to America. Donations. We need I need some donations to keep this thing going. But I'm very proud of all of us. Everybody should feel very accomplished from this year. I enjoyed it immensely. Everybody who I brought to the festival enjoyed it immensely. They were surprised at, how well we made it look and how much we got done. I know, we spoke a little bit about some of the trials, but at the end of the day, we made it look good. And
if I'm not mistaken, I feel that Mr. M's dinner was just placed in front of him. Is that what happened? Oh, baby, it's time for dinner.
It's time for dinner, y'all.
That's amazing.
That's great. We can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much.
Great.
No, thank you for the opportunity and for everything that you do for the filmmakers. I mean, it's amazing. It's unique. There can't be any other film festival like it, although we can only hope that there will be more all over the world,
I haven't met any other film festival or film festival directors who take as much stock into the filmmakers that come through their festival. So I want to thank you as well, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And people who have shown such humility and made everybody feel so welcome, like family. And when you say things like you don't know where you're going, it honestly shows great leadership as well. Like that's how I felt throughout the whole.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we gotta go, but this is not the last you've heard of us. We'll be around. We're accessible. Everybody's accessible, especially Katha and Preston. They're on social media like the rest of the kids out there. Add us. Find us on Instagram. Tell them on Instagram is Queen's World Film Fest. Correct? That's the handle. Queen's World Film Fest on Instagram. On Facebook is Queen's World Film Festival. And of course, you can go to the website, queensworldfilmfestival.org, correct? All right. And, stay in touch. Join the email list and look out for us. And salute to the 2022 cohort of the Queen's World Film Festival. It's been a good talk, and I hope to speak to my fellow board members sooner than later. All right.
Bye.
Everybody watching.
All right.
See you in the pictures.
Peace. And hold on, let me do it right. Hold on, let me do it right. Katha, take us out. Katha.
Oh. Well, world. Hello, world. Just remember that from the very beginning of time, we have gathered in the darkened caves around the flickering lights to share our stories. We've upgraded the caves.
The flickering lights are now zeros and ones.
The impulse to gather remains, and it is in that gathering that you realize they is us, them is we, and I am just another you.